Ho ho ho, merry live stream. You try being funny after doing this a dozen times. Anyways, here we are, another somewhat surprise live stream. Going to be doing channel reviews, all sorts of stuff. As you probably know, it takes, if you've watched this before, it takes me just a moment to get things up and running. So just bear with me. I need to get my chat popped out so I can follow along in chat. Then I'm going to share this video in a couple Facebook groups, and then we're going to get into it. So what am I doing here? I'm going to be doing channel reviews. Wait, hold on. I think I did this the wrong way. Just give me a moment. I'm going to be doing channel reviews, tutorials if you'd like, your Q&A, whatever you like. It can be what you make of it. Let's see here. Get this chat popped out. And where's the chat? There's the chat. I'm not seeing anyone in chat yet. That is A-OK. Because that means I'm not boring anyone with my quick little setup routine here. You know what? I closed that window too soon. Forgot to grab the URL for this live stream. Won't take but a moment. So we've got some standard rules for these live streams. I'm not going to be subscribing to anyone just because I don't want this to become a sales pitch where you're trying to sell me on your channel. I might go subscribe on my own time when I'm not doing a live stream. But I don't want this to be about you trying to sell me on your channel. So there's that. I also won't be watching any videos. I don't want to get a content ID match. I don't want you thinking I'm trying to host your content. And as well, one very long video would take up all the time I have. So unfortunately, we're not able to do that. Other than that, it's pretty freewheeling. So I'm just sharing this to the Small YouTubers Boost group. So that's kind of why we're here. It's the name of this channel. So I am the administrator of the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group with over over 53,000. We haven't been at 35 since like July. With over 53,000 small YouTubers, and so it's a great and strong community. I'm going to share this to a couple other groups as well, but it's really quite fantastic. I love being the admin of this group. I like the community that we've built. It's nice being able to help out sort of new people. I've learned a lot myself, and just getting support, ideas. People have found collab partners. I've found collab partners in the group. So it's quite nice. We're sponsored. The group is sponsored by TubeBuddy. This video is not sponsored. But if you do decide that you want to get TubeBuddy and you go to the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group and check the announcements section, that's where you'll find a discount code to save 20% if you decide to get the paid version. So I'm just sharing this in some groups so we can get a bit of an audience going here, and then we'll get right into it. Trying to be careful so I don't share it twice to a group. I don't want to be that guy. I'm actually in quite a few groups. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to do this live stream for. But I'll give you as much time as I can. Life does get in the way. If you'd watched previous live streams, you might have watched me having to run off when family members were hospitalized and things, but hopefully we're going to have a good run here. Okay, so I think I'm done sharing it in all the places it needs to be shared. All right, Stupid Robot Fighting League. Hey, John. Ludicrous Gaming. Look over your channel and be gentle. That's not how I normally operate, but I'll give it a try. And I've said this before a couple of times in the group, but I just want to say it one more time. You have the coolest channel name. Like, I don't know about the absolute coolest, but in terms of channel names I've encountered, you're probably in like the top 5 because your name is Lewis and Ludicrous Gaming. I think that's awesome. All right, so let's start off by searching for you, and I will try to be gentle. Okay, so here we go. Our first channel review of the broadcast / evening. It's evening where I am. I don't know where you people are. Hopefully you guys can hear and see me all right. Let me know if there's any issues. I've got my snacks. I had a snack before I started, but I've got my Clearly Canadian, which I like, being Canadian, so I'll be having some of that. Gotta stay hydrated, especially with all the talking I'm about to do. Okay, Ludicrous Gaming, 27 videos, 342 subscribers. What's up, gamers, geeks, and dorks? Welcome to the greatest gaming channel around. Said no one ever. Do you love video... ... So that is in the search results, the channel description that I see. So there's some good SEO going on there. You've got Gamers, Geeks, and Dorks. I don't know that people will self-identify as dorks and Google it, but I suppose it's possible. As a child of the 80s, I found it to be a derogatory term, but to each their own. But also, so is sort of nerd, but anyways. You know, it's interesting, like, what's the difference between those things? I think geek, in my mind, is somebody who's super enthusiastic about something and wants to learn everything about it. A dork is somebody who is socially awkward, I think. And to me, a nerd is somebody who's very knowledgeable about something to the point of it almost being weird. Or a variety of things. But that's just me, and it's definitely not meant to be a derogatory term. We welcome all types here. I probably fit all of those categories at different times. So you've got gamers, geeks, dorks, gaming. Those are all pretty searchable. I'd drop the what's up. I think it's not useful use of space. It's not really a question. You could just say gamers, geeks, and dorks. The welcome to the greatest gaming channel around said no one ever is kind of funny, but I don't know that the joke plays well in an early description. So I would probably keep it in there, but move it further down in the description. And so just say gamers, geeks, and dorks. This gaming channel loves to focus on X, Y, and Z. Do you have a platform or a genre you play in? Do you just do PS4 games or Nintendo Switch games? Do you do retro games? Do you do Let's Plays? Do you do reviews? Is it comedic? You know, do you focus on RPGs, JRPGs, something like that? You know, give people an idea what you're about early on so they know whether or not they want to click on it. Your profile picture is pretty good. It's a nice sort of animated sort of thing. That's cool. The only downside of that is that we don't necessarily know what your channel is about by looking at the profile picture. However, you do have gaming in your channel name and in your description, so you're probably doing okay there. My only thought is that if maybe you wanted to put like a controller or something in the background behind the person, but in front of the sort of fuchsia colored thing, maybe, but that might make the image too busy. So it might be better off the way it is. It's interesting that the most used tag is tofu. But then it's tofu games. Tofu plays gamer girl, girl gamer, girl plays Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Tofu plays The Walking Dead. You don't know somebody named Tofu Boy, do you? He's a strong supporter of the Mario Marathon, and he's based in Australia. He's a great guy. I've never actually met him, but I've chatted with him online a fair bit. Anyways, so looking at some interesting things in the results here, it looks like the two video results from the search are what I think are collabs that you've probably done, because it says Let's Play Overwatch with Ludicrous Gaming and Duos with Ludicrous Gaming by two other different channels that are not Ludicrous Gaming. So I'm wearing my I don't know if you can see this. I'm wearing my Cinemassacre t-shirt, and I haven't worn it in a while, and it feels a little tight. Okay, anyways. So obviously I'm a fan of, you know, some gaming channels. And then you've got Ludicrous Gaming, your video, and then Tofu Games underneath that, and then back to one of your videos. So, okay. So on your channel, I'm seeing a lot of Xbox One stuff, these two videos, and it looks like games you've collabed with other people on is Overwatch and Fortnite, so okie doke. I'm surprised that I'm not seeing those things in the most used tags section. I would expect to see Fortnite, Xbox One, and, you know, Devil May Cry there. So that's curious to me. I don't know what that means. So we're going to dive into your channel now. I'm going to stop any video that might play. Oh, okay, there is no channel trailer, so that's a thing that I talk about a lot. So I suggest a channel trailer is a good idea. How many videos did you have again? 27 videos. Yeah, even with 27 videos, you can probably think of like 5 moments that were cool that you could throw together in like a 60-second sizzle reel to make a channel trailer. Maybe have a little voiceover. Welcome to Ludicrous Gaming. My name is Lewis. And we love games. And just have all that stuff play. That's all you got to do. Something pretty basic and simple. Related channels, PewDiePie. That's interesting. So obviously YouTube knows what you're about, that they know that you're kind of related to gaming and stuff. It's interesting they only put one result there. But you have some featured channels, including this Tofu Games, so, and the Desert Darlin and Pneumatics, I'm thinking is how you say that. And I'm guessing that at least 2 of those 3 you've collabed with, so that's good. Shows good community involvement there. So you've got your uploads. You do some live streams, I see. Looks like the live streams tend to get a little bit more views than your videos. And on Small YouTubers Boost channel that I'm on right now, I can relate. And you've got popular uploads. Let's play. I'm going to check your playlists to see what kind of playlist you got here. Let's play Lose streams. You're really cashing in on that. I don't mind it. The playlists are a little thin because you have a few playlists. That's good. Not a lot of videos in each. So I think though what I would say is let's play Bastion, if I'm saying that correctly. I would suggest making that another row on your home page. Maybe put it between uploads and popular uploads, just to break it up a little. That flushes it out. It gives people, make it a row. It gives people more things to click on. And so for this stage of evolution of your channel, I would recommend that's probably enough. Looking at your banner here, it's cool. I like the font. It's very Tron. I think it could pop a little bit more for readability, but it's also kind of cool with the Tron effect, so I don't know that I would recommend you change that too much. Excuse me. And it's interesting. You've got the same sort of image, but mirrored on either side, which is kind of cool, but it also feels like maybe there's a slight missed opportunity to have different things on the other side. And just from a visual thing, the guy who's in front of the L or the S, depending on which side of the banner you're looking at, is a little out of focus. Then the person with the goggles above their head actually seems to be about the same level of out of focus. But then you got like the Halo dude, and he's crisp, and you've got like the Assassin's Creed dude, and he's really crisp. So that's a little strange. Partly just from a visual standpoint, what my eyes are doing right now is the ludicrous, which they're in front of, is crisp. Then you get a little blurry, then you get crisp again, and so that is not how eyes focus, and so it's freaking me out. And I don't mean that in a critical, like an insulting way. It's doing something funny with my eyes. And so if you could maybe consider, if you can get higher resolution, crisp images of those 2 people, sub them out or replace them with something else, that might look a little bit better. But I'm getting really picky here. This is actually a really good banner. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. But just in terms of like, and maybe they were meant to be a little out of focus because they're in the background, but when your ludicrous is even behind them, I mean, in theory, it should be more blurred, but you don't want that. So that's probably enough said about that. I see you've got your Twitter here, so you don't need to hear the Twitter rant. That's good. And you've got your Instagram. That's cool. All right, let's take a look at Chanalytics. Now, Chanalytics, I love this, especially for these live stream channel reviews. I love it so much that I just recorded, and this is why I posted in the Small YouTubers Boost group about an hour ago that I'd be going live in half an hour, and I took longer. That's because I really quickly threw together a tutorial video for this Chanalytics function. So that's going to be our next TubeBuddy tutorial here on the Small YouTubers Boost channel. And so I just quickly did some screenshots, wrote a script, recorded the script with my Snowball microphone, and I'll be putting that together later, but I just wanted to do that quickly before going live because people keep asking for more tutorials. And so that is something is weird here. It's interesting. Your links are not showing up, but I know you have a Twitter and an Instagram, so I'm wondering if this is not working totally correctly right now, like this isn't loading. If I switch over to views, and then I switch back to subscribers, that's a little trick that works well. So anyways, yeah, so I won't talk about the links because that's just not pulling it for some reason, but your channel tags are fairly good. You have video games as one word. I wonder if that's working well for you. If you're wondering about how to make your channel tags be multiple words, put them in quotation marks or with commas, and then it'll group them together. It's not as intuitive as like everywhere else where you put tags, because when you type it, it doesn't change it. It doesn't show it in a box. So it's a little trial and error, and that's part of where the Chanalytics is really good for, even looking at your own channel, because you can see how it's grouping these tags together. So that's fine. Nerd Geek Technology, I don't know the technology is great, just because I don't know, and not having watched your videos I couldn't say, but it doesn't look like you talk a lot about the technology of gaming. It looks like you're really about the games. So I would recommend possibly subbing out technology and putting in a couple of the game titles that you play, like Bastion. Something like that. That might be good. So let's see here. You've had some good subscriber growth here. It looks like on November 27th you had a pretty big burst where you picked up 20 subscribers. So I think I would recommend trying to remember what you did on November 27th, and it seemed to last for a couple of days. There was a couple of echoes of it. Did you launch a big video? Did you share it on a different social media platform? Did you get a shout out, or did a collab go live? What happened in these 3 days, November 27th, 28th, and 29th, that really make your subscriber growth kind of jump out? And is it replicatable? Is it scalable? Is it something you can do again? Because you found some success there. You know, greater growth than, for example, my Vacation Impossible channel, which I'm logged in as right now, just because that's what my Legend TubeBuddy account is tied to, and I want all the features turned on right now. So that's good. That's impressive. How did you do it? If you know the answer, do it again. Looking at your viewership, nothing too remarkable or noteworthy there. And you see, here it is. You had a video come out on November 27th. What was that video? Could you do more videos like it? Or was it your sharing strategy? What about that video made your subscriber growth pop? Another thing is it might not be related. These things can be kind of funny. Like the algorithm, for example. Depending on when the last time you uploaded a video was, for example, can actually impact how all of your videos show up in search and discovery. Recommended. At least I've heard it said. I mean, none of us know for certain, but that's one of the prevailing theories. And honestly, I've noticed it with my channel. Just over the last 3 days on Vacation Impossible, I released 3 videos. And before that, I didn't have anything for like a solid week. And so when I would upload a new video, I would see other older videos starting to perform a little bit better. So I think for my own experimentation, I think I've proven it for my own, belief that, how often and how recent your most video was does affect all of your videos potentially. And I noticed that on the 27th, it was your first video had come out in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So it could be a similar effect. So one thing that I would recommend people do is go into your Creator Studio on desktop and look at your analytics and the subscriber tab and see, it'll show you where people are subscribing and unsubscribing. So for example, if you were caught up in the recent purge, you would see those as closed accounts. But if people subscribed while watching a particular video, it will show you that video and how many people subscribed while watching that video over the time frame you select. That can tell you a lot about your videos that are driving subscribers. Now, there's more to YouTube than just subscribers, but at 344 subscribers, if you were anything like me when I was at that range, you really want more. You may or may not want to be monetized. You might just want to have additional features turned on like Super Chat. If you have a live stream, you're probably going to want Super Chat. I wish I had Super Chat for this channel. I need more subscribers to turn that on, even if it's not about monetization and the other things. So, that's a thing that you can consider focusing on. If you don't have TubeBuddy, I'd recommend it because it has a lot of useful things about keywords and stuff, and I'll talk about that in tutorial videos and other things. But what I really like also is it has its best practices box where it reminds you, right, I got to create an end card, got to create an info card, got to add captions, all these different things. I find it very helpful, and when I do those things, that's when the subscriber growth tends to pick up a little bit, is because, if you've got your watermark and your end card, then those are clickable things that people can subscribe from. So those things can be useful. The fact that you had that pop, that's good. That gives you something to investigate and possibly build on. So that's cool. Let's check your About page, and then I'll see about moving on and getting caught up in chat again. About page. Okay, so yeah, you got your links, you got your email address in the appropriate place. Well done there. Oh, look at that. Maybe you already changed that. Let's Plays and streaming with a more laid back, chill vibe. That's cool. I would drop the word more, because what are you comparing yourself to? Don't worry about more. Don't compare yourself to other people. Be your own person. Let's Plays and streaming with a laid back, chill vibe. Do you love video games? Me too. My name is Lewis, and playing video games is a passion of mine. I've been playing for over 2 decades now, starting all the way back in 1996 on the Nintendo 64. All the way back in 96, huh? I mean, I go all the way back to the NES. I have my original NES. It's over in a closet somewhere. I still have my original Dragon Warrior 2 NES cart. I was playing it a few months ago. So, you know, street cred, I guess, or I'm old. I started this channel to share my love for gaming and connect with fellow gamers all around the world. I know that you've been in my previous live stream, so you'll probably see me rant about the why, because I'm seeing the why in here, and that's nice. So, I like that. My equipment, console, computer, capture device. That's cool. If you get into affiliate links, you can affiliate link those up one day, but it's probably too early for that. It's interesting that the console is the Xbox One and you got your computer, but in your paragraph text description, you don't really talk much about that. So, I mean, I would think that maybe adding another paragraph or a sentence saying, you know, recently I've been loving my Xbox One and playing tons of, and then just name 3 games. The rule of 3. 3 is the magic number. All right, let's see what's happening in chat. Okay. Ruined my Christmas. Yeah, I tried to be gentle at the beginning and then I just forgot about it. So it didn't matter. Hey, Jared. I got your message. So you needed a minute of something for the thing you're working on. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to do it. So no promises. But if you didn't already send me a message on Facebook Messenger, because I don't have that up right now, I need to know the deadline, because I don't want to keep you waiting if I can't make your deadline. So let me know the deadline, and I'll see what I can do, but don't wait for me because I'm super busy. But I appreciate the offer, so thank you for reaching out. Stupid Robot Fighting League likes the logo. Yeah, I do too. Oh, it hasn't updated. Okay. $20, please. I'll give you 15 schmeckles. So people are trading in fake currencies. That's cool. Tofu Games is a friend of mine. Why is she in my most used tags? That's an excellent question. You know what? Let's go. I'm gonna hop into one of your videos. I'm gonna pause it right away. So I'm gonna tank your watch time. Sorry, but you'll get one view. And I just want to look at your tags using Videolytics. This great part of the TubeBuddy tool here. So again, I really think even the free version of TubeBuddy could be a benefit to you, because it gives you some of those reminders about things like info cards, end screens, getting a like on Facebook, pinning a comment. Do you have a comment here? You got comments. Pin a comment. I know it might. This is a really vibrant image, by the way. It might seem a little silly, but my theory, and I think this has been borne out more than one occasion, YouTube loves it when people use all the YouTube features. So you have the ability to pin a comment, pin a comment. You have the ability to add an info card, add an info card. If you don't know where to add the info card, my advice is do it. There's 2 ways you can do it. One, find the exact midpoint of your video and just plop it in there. It's easy and quick. It doesn't require research. So this is a 34-minute video. Put it at minute 17. And just link it to, this looks like part 6. Put in the link to part 5. Boom, there's your info card. But it doesn't take long. Grab the URL, paste it in, and Bob's your uncle. If you want to take a little bit more of a deliberate approach to it, look at your retention on your video and see when it drops to just below 50%. Go back a few seconds before that, put it in there, because that's where you're about to lose half your audience. And so give them something to go on to on your channel instead of just going away. What else do I see here? I see no likes on Facebook. Have you shared this on the group? Share it in the group with the description. And again, in the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group, if you're a gamer, as long as you mention the bloody game, you're gonna get your post approved. So just say, let's play of Bastillion on Xbox One. That can be the content of it. Put the link, post it. Maybe somebody will go and click like, hopefully. And then you can get that like, at least one like on Facebook. Share it on your personal Facebook, whatever. No upvotes in Reddit. I don't know much about Reddit for gamers. Achilles Melee might be able to help you with that. I know he has found a little bit of success there. But again, sharing it somewhere on Reddit to get an upvote is a good idea. Just to drive these analytics. These are things that if TubeBuddy can see it, then the algorithm can see it. So let's give the algorithm more positive indicators. Add an end screen if you can. Just in the last 20-odd seconds of the video, put up a subscribe button. And yeah, a maybe this is on a playlist, a link to the playlist, whatever, or to part 5 or whatever, something. Actually, and end cards has there's a cool feature that's just best for viewer. It'll be a video from your channel that the algorithm thinks is good for the viewer based on all the stuff they know about the viewer. Just put that. That's a good thing to do. But anyways, that's not what I came here for. I came here to look at your tags. Another awesome thing TubeBuddy does is I can see how your tags on this video are ranking. I have it set to incognito mode, so it's not for me, it's for an average person. So it's interesting. Bastion Part 6, it comes up number 20 in search, this video would, and Part 6 Bastion would come up as 9. But those are the only things that are ranking. But it's interesting because, yeah, your friend that you were mentioning, I don't see their name appearing. So I don't know what that most used tag is about. Maybe it's in your older videos. But there's some useful information here, guys. This is part of why I like TubeBuddy. I'm not just shilling for them. I'm like, in the group, I've been approached by at least 8 different companies or developers or organizations of one kind or another that want me to endorse their product, do a sponsorship, do a shout out, do something. And most of them I've just had to say no to because their product simply wasn't good enough for you guys. Only 2 have I reviewed and said, yeah, you know what, this is actually super helpful and has helped me personally. Like there's one person, they had a plug-in thing that was supposed to help with Instagram. It was supposed to be like TubeBuddy for Instagram, basically, but it was totally unaffiliated, and it didn't work at all. I was back and forth with their developers, and eventually I just gave up because it was taking too much of my time, and they weren't doing anything to fix it. But when it comes to TubeBuddy and to a lesser extent Talentsy, those 2 services I do recommend, and I do use them, and they have made a difference for me. And so, like, this is some useful stuff. For example, this video's tags appear 11 times in the title and description. Well done. So, anyways, yeah, I can't explain that. I'm just going to get back to catching up on chat now. I don't know what Doublespeak Podcast was doing. Message retracted. I'm guessing that was a link, maybe, or they said something inappropriate. I don't know. I'm still learning this whole chat on YouTube thing. Amanda's Right Life. Oh, it's okay that you're late. I didn't give people much warning about this, and I might stop at any moment. In fact, I should get my phone in position so I can keep track of what's going on for when I might need to pull the ripcord on this broadcast at short notice. Good review. Thank you, Reborn. Do we just ask here, Ray, or on the Facebook post? Guinea Gamer, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the order in which people commented in chat. They said anything in chat. So, and then I'll ask, do you want a channel review? Do you want a tutorial on some specific function maybe I can show you? Or do you have a question for me about whatever? It could be about running a large Facebook group. It could be about life in general. It could be about how I manage my YouTube channel. That's just sort of how it works, but I'm just getting caught up on chat right now. Amanda likes all the stuff I'm saying, and it's helpful. That is awesome. That's lovely to hear. That's why I'm here. This makes it all worthwhile. So, let's see here. Chat scrolling without my permission. Stop. Very helpful. I need to do your about. Yeah, and people forget about the about page. And, I mean, it's understandable. You said it when you first sign up and you forget about it. But it ties into your SEO and keywords across your channel, I think, more than we give it credit for. And so it's good to, you know, keep that updated. Just started the channel, you're forgetting some stuff. And again, TubeBuddy's great for helping you not forget things. At least it helps me. Because there's so many little pieces to YouTube. It's insane. I don't even know them all. I would like you to put subtitles in this live because there are some words I don't understand. I don't know how to do that. I'm using OBS. If somebody knows, if there's some way to turn on auto subtitling or something, I would totally do it. I subtitle most of my videos on Vacation Impossible, but I haven't really done on Small YouTubers Boost at all yet. Oh, you're uploading daily. That's good if you can keep it up. Don't go more than daily. So this is how TubeBuddy works. TubeBuddy does a lot of things. It's a plugin, it's a mobile app, and a website. I'm just showing you things that are useful and relevant to what we're talking about. Use it for the tags. Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody knows TubeBuddy about the tags, I think, who have heard of it. They know about the tags, but there's so much more to it. There's like Roberto Blake's YouTube starter sample pack. I use that to design the end cards that I use both here on this channel, Small YouTubers Boost, and on my Vacation Impossible channel. And I swear to God, it's driving subscribers. Kind of wish it wasn't, because I'm not actually a big fan of Vanguards as a viewer, but you got to play the game if you want to succeed, and so I'll do it. A little explanation about TubeBuddy and vidIQ and what the difference of both or if they are the same. I haven't used vidIQ. I'm aware of it. I was going to sign up for it, but the terms and conditions made me nervous. And so I do, on this channel, have what is TubeBuddy video, and I'm going to be having a Channelytics tutorial coming out probably sometime this week. So we'll be continuing to talk more about that and have resources because people in the group have asked for it. I'm happy to help out. Excuse me. Ask the question. I don't know. It depends. If you ask the question in chat, I might just get to it, but I might just. But I'll probably go. I'll try to go in order. Yeah, Reddit is the Wild West in a degree, and it can be harsh. And so don't put your heart into Reddit. Reddit is, good for a short time, not a long time, or whatever the saying is. It's hooking up and home before dawn, whatever you want to call it. It's not a long-term relationship in my experience and things that I've heard. It can be pretty vicious sometimes. And so the thing is people might be downvoting and disliking, but they might still be clicking and watching. So I would say check your traffic sources in your analytics and see if it's working for you. And if it's not, maybe find a more appropriate subreddit. Maybe you're just not in the right community. Overall review. Yeah, if we get to you. Cover graphics. Hello, Mr. TPGMY. Need to use TubeBuddy better. Yeah, that's a big part of what I think I can help with is show people how to do it. I've been experimenting with it since August. And I try to take it slow. I want to learn every piece well before I move on to the next piece. So I still got a lot more to learn. Oh, vidIQ looks at similar tags. Yeah, TubeBuddy has a similar feature actually as well. Oh, Stupid Robot League has been doing some stuff with Pinterest. Yeah, I share my stuff to Pinterest too, and it's weird. I'll get anywhere from 100 to 1,100 impressions on Pinterest in a week, and then it'll drive like 4 views. So I don't know. It's weird. A lot of people are seeing my stuff on Pinterest, but it's not driving traffic. I don't know what that means. Jared, we can see you, and you look great. Go Canada. Thanks. So Jared, do you want a channel review? Do you have a question? Do you want a tutorial, or are you just hanging out? Are you even still here? I don't know. Have I reviewed your channel before? I think I may have done. Well, I'm not seeing Jared in chat, but I'm going to review his channel anyways, because why not? So most used tags, movie review. Maybe I'll make it a quick one. I've collabed with him on a video. I appeared on his podcast, and that was a lot of fun. So he's a good channel, good Canadian boy. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, your name is locked on to obviously you, so that's good. Deadpool 3 pitch. I should watch that. That sounds funny. Not today, though, because of the rules of this broadcast. Movie reviews every week. It's clean and it's simple. You could use the space to talk more if you wanted to, but I don't know that you need to. I think that's fine. I like the cleanness of it. I like your profile picture. I've always kind of been impressed by that. Go here and pause the video. You got an official trailer. That's good. And I mean, your image certainly pops on the banner, so you got good contrast there. 292 subscribers, uploads. You got movie reviews, guest videos. That's the one I was on, I think. Star Trek versus Star Wars, from a couple months ago. TV reviews, good stuff. I don't think I'm gonna have a whole lot to contribute here because I think I've looked at this before. Channelytics, what do you got? See, again, it says no links, but it's lying. You got your Twitter and your Instagram and your Facebook. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, you got your tags there. You're doing okay. Any anomalies here in the last month? No, it seems pretty consistent. I don't know that I'm going to have a lot to really comment on here. Great YouTubers. I like that. You get in popular channels, so try to use tags a little bit more consistently would be my advice. I think that like movie reviews every week, it's nice and clean. I think you could probably flesh that out with a second paragraph or two. And again, I've talked about this before, but the why of what you do is it can be really compelling for some people. So if they know why you're passionate about what you're doing, then they can be on your side, and hopefully want to see you succeed. So, you know, when I think about the success of Apple, and I don't like Apple, I don't use their products, but their success is, you know, there's a design element, there's marketing that's really quite impressive. But when you ask people why do they love their iMac or whatever the heck you're asking about, their iPhone, whatever, the conversation, in my experience, rarely revolves around function and, you know, oh, it can do X that other things can't do. I often ask that. It's like, well, what can your phone do that I can't do? And they're like, it's got a flashlight. And I'm like, that's awesome. So do I. And they're like, yeah, but my flashlight takes one less click. And I'm like, okay, what? That was a few years ago. I remember when I was in Vegas. It's kind of a funny story. But anyways, there's a lot more to that story, but we don't have time for it today. So obviously that's a dated reference, but they talk about wanting to be part of change. And that was a big part of it, the whole put a dent in the universe thing, and wanting to disrupt an industry and do different, be different, things like that. And so it resonated with people in a way that made lifetime customers out of people. And that was largely tied to the why, not the what. So explain the what early on and then transition into the why in your channel description is my advice. And if there's some noble purpose that you're working towards, to raise awareness of a cause, raise money for charity, bring people together, help them save money, help people see the world, whatever it is that you're trying to do, save them from having to watch bad movies. We reviewed the bad movies so you don't have to. That was part of the tagline for the Sci-Fi Movie Podcast I was a guest on a few times that has since ended its run. But, you know, things like that. It's you know, there's a value proposition, but there's also the values of people and having goals and people identifying with and sharing that. So, you know, that's that can be something worth adding. Let's see what else we have going on in chat here. DJ Talks looks like he was here but is leaving. People were jealous I was looking at Jared. Well, it was a really light touch. I don't think he got much out of it. I didn't even know I could see all this on TubeBuddy. You see, that's the thing. And there's so much stuff in there. I'm still figuring it all out. I'm still, every now and then, I'm getting blindsided by something I didn't know about. And I'm like, whoa. Maybe it's great. Maybe it's not for me. I don't know. But the fact, there's so much there. Yeah, incognito is a good way to look around YouTube, because the algorithm influences everything you see and do. So, like, if you search your own channel or your own video or something, it's going to come up really high because you're probably frequently on your channel page making changes, doing whatever. And that's not an accurate reflection of how you're ranking for other people. You open an incognito window, then you get a more, like, generic idea of what's going on. Let's see here. I'm using the most premium of premium TubeBuddies. I went crazy off the deep end in August, and I got myself the Legend account, which is like the highest tier. I don't think a lot of YouTubers need to go that far. The Pro and the Star version is probably plenty for most people. And so if you're uncertain, I'd say try it out at the cheaper version, and if you feel the benefit of upgrading, then go ahead. I also do have the free version that I use for my small YouTubers Boost channel, this channel I'm on right now, and partly is so that I can remind myself of the difference between the free and the premium, because I used free for 2 weeks before I jumped off the deep end and went for the most expensive option because I was so impressed. And so, for example, the free version only gives you 3 tag suggestions at a time, whereas if I were to go in here on my Legend account, it would be so many suggestions, it's almost ridiculous. So yeah, Pro's pretty good. I don't understand what Guinea Gamer's asking. Can you see if his SM links are actually linking to those mediums? Social media links. Oh, yeah, I mean, the icons are there. So, like, yeah, that's clearly going to Twitter. That's clearly going to Instagram. That's clearly going to Facebook. So, yeah, I think they work. All right, let's see who's next on this. Okay, Crazy Blood Official, you are next. I think you had a specific request. Let me just quickly scroll through chat and see if I can find what it was that you were curious about. A nice explanation. Do we ask? After that channel art comes my channel. Yeah, your channel's next. Can't do subtitles that I know of for live. Okay, I tried to explain a little bit about TubeBuddy and stuff, so I answered that. Check your channel and look for mistakes you might be making. Sure. I mean, again, I'm not perfect, but my Vacation Impossible channel was recently remonetized, so that's very exciting. So I've got over 1,000 subscribers there, of course, and so that's kind of cool. So I know a few things. It looks like we're actually in a very similar subscriber range. Crazy Blood Official. Yeah, I see why you want the subtitles, because there's going to be a language issue here, and that also explains why you're spelling official with one F. In some languages, that's appropriate. I'm not sure how much help I can give because of the language barrier, but I will absolutely do my best. But, you know, the videos coming up are all your videos. It looks like you have a pretty consistent thumbnail look for the most part, so that's good. Your profile pictures, okay. I'm guessing it's like a Fortnite dude, but I don't know. I don't play Fortnite. So my one suggestion on that, the text looks really good. It pops nicely. The guy has so much detail and he's so kind of zoomed out that we can't see much about him very well. So if you would consider zooming in on the guy a bit more to make him a little bit bigger, that might work at lower resolutions. I don't play around with it maybe. Let's look at the channel here. All right, you've got something standing in as a channel trailer. 7.5 minutes long, which for a channel trailer is kind of long. So I'm thinking that's probably not an actual channel trailer. I don't know. I don't speak the language. Looks like you're asking for PayPal donations there. So I think an actual proper channel trailer that shows some highlights. Again, find a half dozen, you know, 5 or 6 awesome moments from all your videos. And you have 62 videos, so this should be something. Like, you know, in 10% of your videos, something cool must have happened. And so snip it together in a short, like 90 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds sizzle reel. Make that your trailer is my recommendation. Looking at your banner, you've got really good contrast on the font. The font pops. The drop shadows working well. Good job there. My one thought here is at the top you have a Facebook and Instagram thing, but those are not clickable links because they're part of an image. And you do have them clickable in the bottom right hand because you've added your link, so good job there. I would possibly consider removing those because they're not clickable and I don't know that they're adding a lot of value to the image. So you got Free Fire over here, Operation 7. I'm guessing those are either games or game modes. So maybe, I don't know what else. If you have a slogan, then that might be a great spot for it in that top section. So like, for example, on my Vacation Impossible channel, our slogan lately has been, no vacation is impossible. So, you know, something like that. You know, whatever, if there's a slogan or a phrase you find yourself, advice you find yourself giving, if you can pin it down to a quick little thing and use that space to put it there, that might be a better use of the space. And also then people know a bit more about what you're about because gaming is such a competitive genre. 1/3 of all YouTube videos are gaming. That's why in the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group, if you're a gamer, you have to say more than just game. You have to give us something else that narrows it down to more than just 1/3 of all of YouTube. The same goes for vloggers. Vlogs make up 1/3 of all of YouTube. Is it a makeup vlog? Boom, that post will get approved. If you just say my blog from Sunday, that's not getting approved. And for gamers, it's like, hey, you know, dropping lit gaming content. If I read that one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. Because so many people, I don't know where they got like, oh, I make, you know, legit gaming and entertaining content. That phrase, that exact wording of words have been attempted to be posted in our group by so many people. I want to find the person who must have told a large audience that if you use this magic phrase, you'll get subscribers and just strangle them because it drives me nuts. How is it that literally hundreds of people are all using verbatim, letter by letter, the exact same phrase that tells you nothing and they think it's going to work for them? I don't know. It's clearly a copy and paste from somewhere. I'm getting a little ranty here. I almost killed my microphone. But it's, anyways, moving on. You got the PUBG guy on the left there, and you got somebody on the right. I don't know what that's from. That's fine. General advice when it comes to banners, not necessarily specifically about this channel. Every device you have that can go to YouTube in some way, shape, or form, check out your channel on. Check it out on your phone. Check it out on visual aid. Check it out on your tablet. Check it out on your TV, your game console, whatever can go to the web, or YouTube as an app or whatever, and see how your channel looks on each. And make sure that things aren't getting cut off at inappropriate places. So hopefully this is all framed right on all the devices. I don't know. You can also find templates out there, simple Google search, that'll show you all the different resolutions that on different devices. So you know, like, in the smallest box should be the core of what you need everyone to see, and then don't have anything crossing lines, otherwise it'll get cut off. Or be okay with it being cut off there. So that's just some general banner advice. So you're accepting donations on PayPal, and that's sort of your first link there. And I mean, you have a similar subscriber count as I do, so I'm curious, do you get donations, and what kind of volumes? I mean, feel free to share or not share. I'm not asking you to reveal information you're not comfortable sharing. But I'm wondering that if it's not doing much for you, if it's great to have that as your first option. But also, like, how active, how many followers do you have on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram? Maybe those don't matter as much to you. I don't know. But it's just interesting. You've got uploads here. And how many playlists? Okay, you got some playlists. Gameplays here. That's a big one. These two here, also kind of big. These ones down here might be good. So you need to add at least 2 more rows to your channel main page. You should add popular uploads. You just edit, and it'll be an option to create a row about that, and YouTube does all the work for you. They figure out what your top videos are, your top 5 videos, and shows them. And then at least one playlist that you've created, so that it gives people on your homepage more videos to click on in case what you most recently uploaded isn't their bag. And like when I check out a channel and I'm like, oh, okay, that video is all right. Do I want to subscribe? I don't know. I might go look at their top most popular videos. And so making it easier for people to find that is a good thing. Because if it's popular, it's probably good, and it might drive traffic and subscribers. So I would go there and I might look at some of their top videos. I remember I did this with Pat Contry when I first discovered him. He collaborated with Cinemassacre on the NWC Cart episodes. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to check this guy out. And one of the first things I did is I went to his channel, I looked at his most popular videos, because I'm like, what does he do best? What is he most well known for? What's he popular for? And so it was like the Alicia Dragoon Sega Genesis review. I think it was Nintendo and Rhapsody, which he did with Brental Floss, and a couple other videos. And I was like, all right. Now, all of his videos aren't necessarily to that level, but it made a good impression. I was like, you know what? I'm going to subscribe to this. Now I'm going to go to the back catalog. I'm going to go find the playlist, or just go to uploads, go to the oldest stuff, and start watching. And that's what I did, is I binged, because I was sick for a couple of weeks in April a few years ago. And I was just lying in bed on my tablet, and I just binged tons of his stuff. He got so much watch time out of me that weekend, or that week or two, however long I was sick. And it was great. It took my mind off of how sick I was. It was entertaining. It made me laugh. It made me nostalgic, and all that kind of stuff. And it informed me too about different things with his podcast. And so that was the process I went through. And I think maybe I'm unique, or maybe that's a common experience, but make it easier for people to have that experience. So add a playlist, add your popular uploads. That's my advice there. Let's check. So you've got a channel, at least one that you're recommending. You got related channels, which is good. So you're doing well there. YouTube knows what you're about. And with 1,100 subscribers, I should think so. Let's check your channelytics. Okay. So the links are working now. Cool. This is an interesting. Your first keyword is long and contains the word YouTube. I would drop the word YouTube from that keyword. And yeah, maybe consider a few more keywords, but I think you're doing okay there. Just and that's the thing everyone should try and keep in mind when you're thinking about your title and your description and your tags. It's thinking backwards is what it is, because you've created the content, you know what it's all about. If you've edited it like I do, you've lived this for longer than you'd like. You're probably sick of it by now, by the time you're uploading it. And you're like, oh, okay. But now you got to think, what are people searching for that lines up with my content? And that's doing it backwards from your experience. But if you think of the user experience, they're like, hey, I want to watch a good let's play of this video. And so put yourself in their shoes. What would I search if I wanted to find a video like this, if I wasn't sick of it? Something like that. So that's just a good idea, generally speaking. Looking at your subscribers here, you had a period where there was not much going on, and then lately there's been a lot of activity, and you had a couple spikes recently, December 12th and December 16th. So it's interesting. It looks like you may have lost some because it drops below the graph, which is fine. That happens to all of us. But what did you do on December 12th and 16th? Let's check. Did you have a video come out? December 12th and 16th. You did have a video out on the 16th, not on the 12th, but... Oh, you uploaded 2 on December 11th. That's weird. I don't recommend doing more than 1 video a day. But it looks like consistent uploading leads to consistent subscriber growth. So... I think it's just a matter of continuing to crank out the videos. If you can manage to do minimum 1 a week, maximum 1 a day, in that range, you'll start seeing some strong growth. And your viewership is following a similar path. So that's sort of my advice there. I'll check the About page, but not being English, I can't help you much. Colombia, cool. Yeah, don't have, unfortunately, anything to add there. But that's my first take. Hopefully some of that was useful. Let's see, back to chat. I don't know why this gets crazy while I'm trying to scroll. What percentage of Stupid Robot Fighting League channels on YouTube? A very small one, because you're very special and unique. I don't have the data in front of me. It was an article I read like 1.5 years ago. My data's a little old on that particular thing, but I don't think it's changed much. Manually add links. I wish I could schedule videos. You should be able to. I can show you how. Let's do that real quick, because it took me forever to figure this out. It's one of those things where as soon as you see it, you're like, oh God, and now you know forever. So let's pretend I'm going to upload a video. And I choose upload video. See here where it says public? Click on that. Scheduled. Right there. Hopefully you're seeing this in, yeah. Right at the bottom of the drop-down box. That's how you schedule it. And then you just pick the time. So there you go. That was an easy tutorial. That was like a 5-second tutorial. But it's one of those things where it's like you think you need to plug in our tool, you got to pay for something like freaking Hootsuite or some other dang thing, and it's just like, oh, I didn't think to check that one particular box because you got 18 million different things on YouTube that you could be working with. You just got to know where to click. It's a pain. I like this kind of explanation because in Spanish there are not people like him. People like me? People... Me? If so, okay, cool. Thank you, I think. It's a compliment. I like this, so it's a compliment. Don't review my channel ever. You got it, John. Gaming videos, old school TV shows. Hey, what's going to happen next? It scrolled on me again. Totally changed most popular playlist. Cool. 20K views at 1K subs. Meanwhile, I'm here at 100K views, but mostly people just watch my videos without subscribing. I sympathize, man. As a travel channel, my primary channel, people come and they get the information and they move on. And I don't blame them at all. If I have a video that shows you, and I do, how to dress for Alaska, and that's helpful for you, that's great. But if my next trip is to Mexico and you have no plans to go to Mexico, I can understand why you wouldn't want to subscribe. Or maybe you'll subscribe it without notifications or something. You know, and so I really sympathize. Informational content is so valuable and so important to the core of YouTube. If it disappeared, YouTube would lose tons of its traffic. But because of the subscriber obsession, those channels are, I think, undervalued, and the odds are stacked against us a little bit. It's the channels that put out a video every day that's personality driven that easily works with the algorithm. But if you're making an animation that takes you a month for a 3-minute video, but it's super high quality, or you're showing somebody how to fix their sink and save them hundreds of dollars, that's giving tons of value to people, but they're not going to subscribe if tomorrow you're working on your garage door opener and they don't have one. So I sympathize. I really, really do. When I was interviewed by the Canadian Press and the Daily Beast, back in January, February about the new monetization rules. I mentioned that a lot. I want to get the word out about that because it pisses me off. Okay, looks like I'm basically caught up on chat. Let's see who's next. Puppy Paws. That's a cool name. Puppy Paws. Are you still here? Do you want a channel review? Are you curious about a tutorial? Do you have a question? How can I help you, Puppy Paws? And for everyone else, your call is important to us and will be held in priority sequence. As long as you've just said something once in chat, we will hopefully get to you, time permitting. I'm not seeing a response from Puppy Paws, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at their channel. Maybe we'll see some cute animals. I'm not a dog person, I'm a cat person, but hey, I'll try to keep an open mind. So, I mean, it's very clearly, I saw both in chat and I'm seeing it here, that is a dog, very clearly. The words Puppy Paws, it's purple on red with a small drop shadow. That's not super legible. Here's my advice. Use white. Because the dog face is like sort of an off-white versus the white background, and that's fine. So if Puppy Paws was in white, maybe a slightly thicker, slightly larger font, don't even need a drop shadow, it would look like the heart maybe has part of it see-through, possibly, I don't know how it would look. You could play with it, maybe include a drop shadow. White would pop instead of purple. Purple and red are too close to each other. It messes with your eyes. Just your average near-blind gamer streamer girl here. That is not what I thought this would be about at all. JRPGs and RPGs are my favorite genres, but I also enjoy Fortnite. That took a turn. I really thought this was going to be about puppies. And the search results, I mean, like a puppy causing Netflix mischief in Santa's workshop and like puppy videos. So that's interesting. The name is a little tricky. You have 128 subscribers. I don't know if you have a custom URL yet. I don't know how much branding has gone in because I haven't touched your channel yet. But if I might make a small suggestion, maybe a big suggestion, and feel free to ignore it. Spell pause, P-A-U-S-E, like in a video game, like you're pressing pause. It's a pun. It's a play on the word. Maybe put a controller in that puppy's hands. But pause, even just changing it to P-A-U-S-E, because then it gives a hint that it could be about gaming, and you'd be having some fun with the pun. And so, you know, because, you know, you're pausing your game or you're taking a pause to play games. There could be a lot of good pun potential there, good branding. So that's good. It's interesting. Just your average near-blind gamer, which, I mean, that is definitely, I think, a fairly unique perspective to be coming from. Just some tiny little things. JRPGs, the J should be capitalized. In fact, the whole thing should be because it's an acronym. So the J, the R, the P, and the G should be capitalized, but not the S. Same for RPG, that should be capitalized, but not the S. And you say, but I also enjoy Fortnite, that I should be capitalized. I probably sound like I'm being picky. I'm probably sounding like your third grade teacher right now, but it's just one of those things that makes you look a little bit more professional. Let's not give people any excuse not to think the best of you. So that's just a tiny, quick, easy thing that you can clean up. Let's get in here and so I'm not sure about this banner. It does, I don't know if I'm looking at like a Pokemon or anime or maybe it's a puppy or something. So it's not immediately clear to me what it is. The coloring is nice. I like the color scheme, but there's not a lot there. So you got a link to Google+. If you know me at all, you'll know that I think everybody on YouTube should have Twitter. And so I have a video here on this channel where I rant about it. Here's the short version. Sign up on Twitter to lock down your username so somebody else doesn't get it. Then tie it into your YouTube so that every time you post a video, add a video to a playlist, like a video, whatever, it sends out a tweet that includes a link. You can set it up once and then never touch it again, and it might just be helping you out, getting you traffic. There you go. So you got uploads. That's cool. How many videos do you have? 43 videos. That is a substantial catalog. So you got some Final Fantasy IX here. That's cool. So what I would recommend is you should also have a top uploads line. And I think if you've... What kind of playlists you got? Fortnite, fun, Final Fantasy IX. And a couple other things. I don't know about that hackers thing. Not many videos there. But the GU Let's Play Blind. So I think Final Fantasy IX and Fortnite Fun and maybe the hack thing should all be on your homepage as well. Each one its own row. Gives people an idea more of what you're about. Gives them more things to click on. More videos to watch. That's a good thing. So you got popular channels here. But you're pretty... when did you join here? Okay, May of 2008. I'm guessing that you didn't upload videos right away. There was like a 2-year gap between when I signed up and when I uploaded my first video. How long have you been uploading videos? 3 months. Okay, so basically your channel's 3 months old, and so that's fine. And so it's fair enough that YouTube probably doesn't yet fully understand what you're all about. There's an option here to enable a module where you can recommend specific other channels. And I recommend you do that. And again, if it's nothing more than Square Enix, the people who publish Final Fantasy, their official channel, it creates that link that YouTube knows a little bit more about what you're about, and it looks like you're promoting and supporting other YouTubers. Looks good in the community, both the gaming community and the YouTube community. So I do recommend that. Let's check your channelytics. Again, yeah, add more links. You have no channel tags. Blind Gamer Girl, Final Fantasy IX. There's 3 tags that you could put in there right now that would help your discoverability. So I recommend you go in and do that. You just go into Creator Studio, you look at your channel settings. That's where you can add, I think it's under Advanced. So there's that. Let's take a look at what's going on with your channel. Okay, seeing things here. So I am noticing there were 3 days in the last month where you uploaded 2 videos, but you see this drought here, this valley here and here where there was nothing new. So my recommendation there is if you find yourself in a situation where it's like, hey, I can put out 2 videos today, stop and don't. Put out 1 video a day. Do not do more than 1. And then you've got one in the bank. Like over here, on December 3rd, you put out 2 videos. But on December 4th, you put out no videos. So instead, put 1 video out on December 3rd and then save the other one for December 4th so you even it out a little bit more. One of the reasons is that when a video is new to YouTube, for the first 7 days, it's tagged with the new tag. And so that gives it, and it's sort of an advantage in search and discovery and recommended because YouTube doesn't know what it has yet. And they want to give you a chance, and they want to get eyeballs on it so they learn about what the video is about. Because will people click thumbs up, thumbs down, not click at all? Will they leave the platform? Will watching this keep them on the platform for another 2 hours? Will they comment? What's it all about? What kind of people like it? What kind of people are going to click on it? And so for that first week, it's collecting all this data. It's been said by me, and probably others, in some cases the first week on YouTube is the only week on YouTube. I don't fully believe that, but in some ways it is because it's a unique thing. And so always having at least 1 video with the new tag is a good thing for the health of your channel and your discoverability. Because every time your video shows up, so does your channel name. They could click the channel, go right to your channel possibly. So that's one of the reasons. So like, if you put up 2 videos on one day, and no other videos for a while, then on day 8 you'll have 0 new ones. But if it's day 1 you have 1, day 2 you have 1, then there's just that 1 more day where one of your videos is tagged as new. The other thing is the first hour is very important for your videos. There's something called view velocity is what it's been called. And so it's the number of views you get sort of in that first hour, the first 24 hours, very important. And that gives very clear signals to YouTube. Will this video be successful? Should I show it to more people or not? And so if you have 2 videos in the same 24 hours that first day competing with each other for your audience's eyeballs, then you could be cannibalizing your audience across those 2 videos. So I really, really, really recommend don't do more than 1 per day. For another reason is like even 1 per day, that can burn you out. When they first announced the new monetization rules back in January, I hunkered down and said, screw you, YouTube, I'm going to get my monetization back as fast as I can. And for 30 days, I put out a video per day, and it was so draining. And frankly, the quality of my editing was reduced because I was rushing. And so some of those videos that I put out back then, I know I could have done maybe a better job editing or promoting or whatever. But I made the push, and it actually did help my channel. But if you get your audience used to 2 a day, and then that becomes too much for you to sustain, you put this burden and expectation on yourself, that's just a source of stress. And when it's above 1 a day, you're not really helping yourself, I think, anymore. So that's my rant about that. Hopefully that's helpful in some way. I see a subscriber spike here on November 22nd. You gained 18 subscribers, which is anomalous for the month. Certainly kicked my butt that day. So good on you. So that is November 22nd. Did you release it? You released a video on November 22nd. Ask yourself, what was that video? Where and how did I share it? Can you replicate that? Because you had the spike there, you've had more videos come out since, but the subscriber spike hasn't corresponded. Was it the subject matter of the video? Was it the thumbnail, the title, the description? Was that the one day you shared it on Reddit? Whatever. You know, was there a collab that you did? Did someone else shout you out or retweet you or something? Given that I don't think you're on Twitter, that last one's probably unlikely, but maybe. And that's cool. Like, if you have the TubeBuddy plugin installed and you go to your own video, on the right-hand side, you saw where I was looking at that video before, and it said, like, tweets, like mentions on Twitter. If you click that, it will actually take you to Twitter and show you all the results of people linking to that video. Maybe you got a super fan out there. Maybe you can connect with the super fan and do something with them, or just, you know, retweet them. Something like that. Give them a shout-out, whatever. So November 22nd, I think, was a special day for your channel. Why? If you can find out. Go to your subscriber tab in your Creator Studio. See what videos were people subscribing to that day. Was it that new video? Or was it something else that maybe that video drove people to? I don't know. Check your About page here. I do not play to 100%. I just play for fun and not to be the best. That is totally fine. A lot of the I's here are not capitalized. Some of them are. So I'd say consistently capitalize when it's just the word with one letter, the letter I should be capitalized when it's referring to yourself or any, you know. I love anyone who supports me. Okay. Yeah, you see, Streamlabs, you do have a URL that has Puppy Paws, P-A-W-S. So my idea about the pause, yeah, that can be problematic. I can see that. Oh, the logo was made by someone else, and you're giving them a shout out. That's cool. Pop-up video. Puppy. That probably is something that occurs in the video, I'm guessing. So, okay. Hopefully I've given you some things to work with there. We can get back to the chat. Amanda, we go chronologically based on the order that people first spoke up in chat, basically. Keep hearing weird sounds. Pay them no mind. Alright, where was I here? Here in the neighbors. Alright, just getting caught up here. You know, Puppy Paws isn't here anymore. Oh, hopefully they'll come back and rewatch this live stream. You'll be able to watch again later. If somebody knows them, let them know that I got to their channel. Hey, Lizzie. Okay. All right, I'm going... Oh, wait, hold on. What was that last thing? Oh, yeah. No, yeah. No worries. It's all good. Yeah, the video will be available for rewatch. I think there's a brief period where after I end the stream, there's a period where it's like processing that you might not be able to rewatch it. But I don't think that lasts for much more than like an hour or two, but then it will be watchable. I'm not sure how long that takes. I'm still very new to live streaming in this manner. Okay, so that was Puppy Paws. Who do we got next? The Double Speak Podcast. Are you still around? And yes, Amanda, you will be next after them, assuming I broadcast long enough. So, Double Speak Podcast. What were you looking for? And what did you... Well, I mean, don't repeat it, but there was something that you... Oh, right. I think you tried sharing your link. That's one of the reasons I do these live streams on YouTube now, is because your name is your channel name. I can just search it based on what I see in chat. You don't have to share a link. And then I search by the name rather than following a link, so I see what comes up in the search results, as you've been noticing. Okay, cool. I'm not seeing them still around, but let's take a look at them anyways. Who knows who this might also help, even if they never watch this. Wow, okay. Sorry, that wow was my reaction to their profile picture, which is like 3 faces, almost like the quintessence, but not really. They look like they're screaming in agony. And it says with red in like a Times New Roman font, like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be a little harsh here, and I hope it's okay. But, wow, that almost looks like me down there. Nope, that's not me. That profile picture, I'm sorry, it's horrible. It's horrible. Like, it's people in agony, and it's unreadable, the font. Like, I'm barely able to read that. So just start over. I don't mean to be mean here, but, like, okay, let's talk Talent Z for a second, guys. Some of us need it. Also, but hey, your searchability is very good. You got a 71 out of 100 on the name of your podcast or your channel, so that's good. So you got that going for you. But I would recommend you look into Talent Z, Doublespeak Podcast. They're $7.99 a month, and they include unlimited graphic services, including things like profile pictures and thumbnails. And so I tested them out. If you see me on Facebook, I have like a cartoon animated version of my face as my profile picture now. I'm using it on Twitter. I've been incorporating it into my thumbnails on both of my channels. And I love it. And it's well worth it. It took them like 10 days to make my profile picture, but when I got them to do a thumbnail, they did it in like 24 hours. So the turnaround time may vary, but I'm getting so much value out of that profile picture, and I love it. Like, I put it on my we've got a chat program at my day job. It's there too. Like, I'm using that everywhere. It's lovely. It's awesome. I'm so happy with it. And so there's an affiliate link down below from this video for Talent Z. And so if you need you know, a new profile picture and Doublespeak Podcast, I'm sorry, you do, I highly recommend you consider using them. It is an affiliate link. I get like a little something out of it, but this video is not sponsored once again. But don't recommend it to everybody, but you need it. It's interesting, Doublespeak. It's Orwell. I'm wondering if that's a graphic associated with some of Orwell's work. I don't know. But yeah, it's sort of an Orwellian thing. All the videos coming up seem to be yours, so that's good. The Doublespeak Studios love movies. This channel is not to just review movies and to suggest. My recommendation when, particularly at the beginning of your description for your own channel, is don't say what you're not, say what you are. Focus on the positive. It might sound a little hokey, but that's what people want. Rather than having me go through a list of what you're not, have me show me what makes you best. How's that? Sounds like a slogan almost, doesn't it? Okay, 78 subscribers, 27 videos. Let's dive in. One thing here that's interesting, I mean, I don't know about here, but just generally speaking about podcasts. A little rant here, but if you don't have an audio podcast that has an RSS feed out there in the world somewhere, then what you're doing is probably not a podcast. You might have an interview show. You might have a talk show. But if it's not if there isn't an audio only version that people can download onto what was once the iPod, that's where that comes from. You know, it's a radio show. It's audio. If you don't have a way that people can listen to it on audio through like an RSS feed so they can get it in. I have Pocket Casts on my Android phone. I really recommend that app. No affiliate link, no sponsorship. I just love it. It works great for me when I travel. Then don't call yourself a podcast. Maybe this is just a me thing. I've had people reach out to me, lovely, talented people that I love collaborating with, and they were like, hey, you want to be on my podcast? Great. I'm halfway through recording it over, you know, Skype or something, and suddenly they're taking questions from an audience. And I'm like, what? How did you get questions from an audience about what I just said? And they're like, well, we're live on Twitch right now. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't realize, like, I thought the video was a courtesy, or clips might appear on YouTube, or it might also appear on YouTube, but I thought we were doing live to tape, that they would edit it a little bit. I had earlier in the interview said I had like flubbed something. I just ate it. I just ate my tongue basically, and I was like, let me start over. You can edit that out, and they didn't say I can edit it out. We're live. And so I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. It just caught me off guard. And so it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm like a language something, you know, a picky guy, but like words have meaning, so let's use them accurately whenever we can. So I really hope that the Doublespeak podcast, and you know what, there's no about page. What's going on? That's interesting. Let me see if I can kind of URL hack this. I forget what the URL for an about page is. Found it. If you're on a channel and there's no about page, pro tip, go up into the URL, and after what's there, type /about, and then you get to the about page. And so even though they haven't set their channel up fully that lets you see the about page, I got there. But like, I'm not seeing a link to an audio podcast here. It's really entertain and educate. I want to superior. So I don't want my little podcast rant and my language rant there to come off as negative. What I'm really kind of suggesting is, if you are doing those things, output the MP3 and get a podcast. Okay, I'm going to be wrapping up the show pretty soon. Ooh. Oh. Someone's bringing me food. I'm getting BK. What should I get from BK? I do like a Whopper with cheese. It's big. Whopper with cheese, please. Should I get anything else? We got matzo sticks, right? Maybe I'll just ask for the Whopper with cheese and see what I get. Yeah, they know I don't like onions. I don't need to tell them. Again, video is not sponsored. But since my dinner is coming soon, you know, I think I'll try to squeeze in 2, because Amanda's been waiting very patiently, and also not always patiently, asking. So, oh, Double Speak, you're still here. Oh, you've been trying to change it to studios. Okay, cool. So anyways, I'm making people hungry. Well, you can suffer along with me, people. Anyways, because I am out of my peach clearly Canadian. So what I would suggest is, if you do have sort of a podcast, whatever, an interview show, whatever it is, if you do want to have a podcast, if you got like, I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro CS6. That's what I used to edit. It was the last Adobe Premiere Pro you could buy without the subscription, and it works very well. But I can export as an MP3, and that's sort of what I do with my podcast, the Vacation Impossible podcast. And so you got the podcast, and so I have a video component because I do video clips, not the full thing on YouTube, but I might do that one day. I'm still thinking about it. Oh, the watch time I would get. Right now I try to make it, you know, short clips because that's more for the YouTube audience. I've looked at market research. Podcast audience wants long form, deep dives into subjects. Video, they want shorter, concise jump cuts and other things. So different audience, different you know, medium, different material. So anyways, I have a full edit of the whole video thing, but then I just export the audio and put that as the audio podcast, which is available in an RSS feed. You can find the Vacation Impossible podcast on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, you know, Pocket Casts, Stitcher. We're all over the place. If you decide to have a podcast, though, you're going to need a budget, because there are some free podcast hosting options out there. They're not great. I personally use Podbean. I don't have any kind of sponsorship or anything. No affiliate link, no nothing, but Podbean works for me. I got it because Pat Country used it. I'm like, well, if he vetted it, it must be good. And it's like $100 US a year to host your podcast, the RSS feed, and all these other functions, which are quite useful. So maybe you should do that in addition to your YouTube channel, particularly if you call yourself a podcaster. It's an interview show or even just a long form whatever, and that might be another way to find an audience. So that's sort of what I'm talking about with regards to people who call themselves podcasts. I'm like, do both. But yeah, if you want to change it to studios, if you want to drop the podcast part of it, then that's totally fine. You are at 78 subscribers, so you're not yet at the point where you can have your custom URL. That happens at 100 subscribers. So if you wanted to change your name, that's good. Before your custom URL is the time to do it, because it's super problematic, I think nearly impossible to change after you get your custom URL. So you have 22 subscribers to think about what you want your proper name to be. I would recommend fully, setting up your channel, set up the links, and the about page so people can see it. And I ranted earlier about Twitter, so I won't re-rant about that, but I do recommend also adding your email here in the details, because if somebody wants to offer you a sponsorship, if you do decide to go the podcast route, sponsorships happen for podcasts quite a bit. and they need a way to reach you that's somewhat professional. So if you put your email in the details, they have to click on it to expose it so that bots can't collect it for spam purposes, but human beings could reach out to you for sponsorship and other opportunities. Maybe to suggest a collab or request a topic or send you a question you might want to cover. Some of my most popular videos on my channel, Vacation Impossible, have come from viewer questions. In fact, my most successful videos come from when they're complete noobs asking me potentially kind of what on the surface sound like silly questions. But there's so many other people out there afraid to ask that I'll make a video about that and then get 14,000 views or 45,000 views or whatever. And so those videos do well for me. So have people have a way of reaching out to you and supporting you. Just going to go back to your channel here. So you've got a list of playlists, which, given what I'm seeing here, is probably okay. Movie reviews could probably be its own line. Oh, but actually you're not filling out a full line with just created playlists either. So, I mean, you know, it's pretty early. Let me go back here. 27 videos. Not a lot of content yet, and that's fine. Let's go back to your... So you joined in December of 2013, but I'm guessing, much like myself in the previous channel, you didn't upload anything right away. You don't have a videos tab. There's not a lot I can work with here because the channel hasn't been fully set up. I'm not even getting the Channelytics link just because, yeah, it hasn't fully been set up yet. So really, this is early days. Go into your Creator Studio and find and just like Google everything you don't understand and try to use every function and option and set everything up that you can. And then you'll start to see that can have a really big impact. And so I think, unfortunately, I don't have much else that I can really help you with at this time. So I'm going to move on to... Oh, hey, Achilles Melee is here. I was mentioning you earlier. You need to go to Old School Studio. And then, oh, yeah. Given how to set up a live video like this. Yeah. I could make a tutorial on that. I still have much to learn. Oh, don't worry, Amanda. It's cool. Yeah, I'm using OBS. OBS is the program. It might not be the right program. When I was going to set this up, Achilles Melee is the guy I asked. So... he is definitely more the Yoda than I am. All right, Amanda's Right Life. This is going to be the last channel review, but she's been here since the very beginning. So let's take a look. Search. Interesting. I'm not getting a channel, but I'm getting videos. And starting with the third video, it seems to be the channel. That's interesting. I'm not sure what the deal with that is. The thumbnails here are consistent. They have a nice design aspect. I don't know about the background. And also there's something that's hard to read. I think it's the channel name. So the post-it or the paper with the tape looks great. The title being in it looks great. The font, the very small font text at the bottom that seems to, I think, be your channel name, I would ditch because it's not legible at most of the resolutions we would see your thumbnails at. I would also consider the background, changing that so that the post-it is on some image from the video, perhaps, so that they would because there's consistency, but there's also confusion about, oh, I already watched this video. So at a glance, with more than just the words, you're going to want something hopefully visually to have people. Oh, you got a Premiere set. I don't even know how that works yet. And you got some new stuff, so that's cool. But yeah, and that would give it a little sort of a different look that maybe might appeal people to have people more interested in clicking on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my filter here. Not enough people know about this function with searching YouTube. I'm just going to search channels. What is going on? Why am I not getting this? Where are you? This is something fishy going on. Oh, this is some interesting pictures here. That's interesting. You need some visual effects. Yes, I probably do. I'm still really early in this live streaming thing. Old School Studio. No, he was talking about in Creator Studio. There's the new version and the old version. The new version is going to be jammed down our throat in the new year. I like the old classic Creator Studio, but Achilles Melee is... Oh, wait, there you are. That's you, right? That looks like the picture from chat. But it doesn't... Well, this is unusual. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I'm going to click on this and see what I see. 2 subscribers. These look like the videos. So here it's Amanda Stevenson, but in the results, this says Amanda's Right Life. And if I click on that, it brings me to the same place. Huh. Well, if you have to choose between Amanda Stevenson and Amanda's Right Life for a name, I would say Amanda's Right Life is the way to go. People don't necessarily need to know your last name, and also it gives an idea of what you're about better than just your name. I like the profile picture. I think that's cute. To change that, I think you need to go into Google+. I'm not sure. I haven't had to do that. So you've got a banner here, and it looks like one of those things that you stick the letters into, like church signs, except smaller. But it looks like it's right. Oh, that's probably Life. I thought it was like LLEE, but no. So what the situation here is that it's you're zoomed in quite a bit, and so if it's at all possible to zoom out, that would be better. This looks like a physical thing that I think you took a physical picture of. My recommendation is, if you're able to retake this picture, if you still have the thing that you made this with, assuming you made this, is reduce the space between the words, and then you'll be able to fit more. And then, yeah, and just try to keep it to 2 lines. Get everything on 2 lines. So it would be like Amanda's on the top line and then Right Life on the second line is my advice. And just reduce the number of spaces between them. And then you can kind of get it into the dimensions that you want it to be. And like I was mentioning earlier, look at it on a multitude of devices to see how it displays. Also, I'm not seeing any social links. So like I said, go sign up for Twitter, lock down Amanda's Right Life or whatever you want to use as your username. You'll probably have to truncate that on Twitter, but maybe like Writer Amanda or just Right Life or A Right Life, or I don't know, something. Amanda Right Life, something, depending on how many characters it lets you have. Get in an account and then just tie it on into YouTube, and then you just forget it's there and let it do its work for you. Bare minimum. So I'm going to hop right into the Channelytics here just because I need to see some stats I'm not seeing. So you have 14 videos. Okay. Well, hold on. Did I see that right? 14 videos, 10 views, 2 subscribers. This must be a very young channel, I imagine. Joined YouTube December 21st, 2017. So for one thing, it's almost your 1-year anniversary. So congratulations for that coming up. But it looks like, okay, it looks like you've only really launched 2 videos, and then you've got premieres for the others. So I think that means I wouldn't be able to watch them if I wanted to. So 17th, 18th, 20th, 25th, and 27th. Okay, interesting. Different times, 8 a.m., 3 p.m., 9:30 p.m., 3 p.m. 9:30 p.m. seems late to me. If your audience is in North America, one thing that I've come to understand is that 80% of the North American audience is in the Eastern time zone. And as somebody in the Pacific time zone, that can be a struggle. So I would suggest moving up that premiere. I think, assuming these times are Pacific, because it's displaying to me and that's the time zone I'm in, I think 3 p.m. is the latest you'd want to launch a video. Generally speaking, I try to launch them around 10 a.m. when I can. So I would move that 9:30 p.m. up because I think your audience is going to be asleep. Too much of your audience will be asleep. Anyways, looks like oldest video is a day old. Okay, well, for a channel this new, you're doing great. So yeah, not a lot to build there. Featured channels. Check the About page here. Okay, so you're on Instagram and Twitter. You've got your own website, and you've got an email. So you need to move some things around here. It's great that you've got this stuff. You're ahead of the game. You want to put your email into, there's an actual setting here where you can put your For Business Inquiries email. Move it there so bots can't collect your email and then spam you. Then you won't have a wheat to chaff problem where you will have trouble figuring out what emails are legitimate and how many are from fake princes in Tunisia or something. But your Instagram, your Twitter, and your website, none of these are clickable because this is sort of a text-only field. But if you put them in as social links, then they'll become clickable here, and there'll be icons on the bottom right-hand corner of your banner that people can click on, including the one for your website. The icon for your website, if you don't have a .ico file on your website itself, it'll be a little picture of an earth. Looks good. So yeah, I would recommend moving those there, because then you'll activate functionality that would protect you and help promote you. Those are good things. I do product reviews, vlogs, college life, and I run my website. Your what website? It needs an adjective. Your writing website, your vlog, your... Is it a website about all those things? If it is, then maybe there's not much more to say. College is hard, and I hope that my videos can help someone out. That's good. There's a why. That is a noble why right there. I do vlogs if the occasion arises, and I try to make them interesting. I would drop that sentence, to be brutally honest, and I think that you could replace it with something a little bit more robust. Maybe about why and when you would do vlogs, sorry, but more so than just when the occasion arises. What occasion would trigger you to do a vlog? Would it be to help you work through something difficult? Would it be if you found a tip that you want to share with people? Would it be, I don't know, would you be chasing a trend? I hope not, but people do that with limited amounts of success. So I'm not really sure. That's kind of interesting. But anyways, this is a very, very young channel. You've got a very good start. It's very early days. You got some videos coming out soon, so check your channelytics. Yeah, you want to add those links like I talked about. You want to go in and create some channel tags. I mean, yeah, the view numbers, actually they're not registering for some reason. That's weird. So I don't know that there's much more I can offer there. Watching the video like a podcast, your work. I hope your workday is going well. First time viewer from World of Pool and Billiards. So let me just explain a little bit about what the hell's going on. My name is Ray. I am the administrator of a Facebook group called Small YouTubers Boost. If you're not a member of the group, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/small YouTubers Boost. We are a community of 53,000 small YouTubers. We're going to be hitting 54,000 pretty soon. We're about 200 or 300 away last time I checked. And so it's a huge community that has tons of information. They're great for support. If you're doing a Q&A and you want questions, you can post and get some questions. You can find people potentially to collaborate with. You can find people to commiserate with when things go poorly. You can learn from our mistakes. You know, we share things. I post different polls every now and then on different subjects. And so we try to support creators in a bunch of different ways. And it's not sub for sub. That's not allowed. We don't do it. It'll cost you your channel, and that's no good. Oh, okay. World of Pool and Billiards. You're already in the Facebook group, so you know what I'm talking about there. So this has been... we're trying to expand a little bit. It started from a not great place. Several months ago, some people started creating some Discord servers and pretended that they were us, that they were Small YouTubers Boost. Some people pretended that I had given it approval and that I was active in the Discord and that I was running it and with admin's approval and all this stuff. And it's like none of those things were true. And so there is a Discord server. There's an official Discord server for the Small YouTubers Boost group. I am not involved with that. Matthew Kraft runs it with my blessing. I've poked my head in there for all of 2 seconds on 2 separate occasions. So I don't know much about it, but that's the only official one. And I think you'd already created it by that point. And some of the other mods are active in there. And so from what I understand, it's a pretty good community. I just don't have time to learn another platform. If I'm going to learn another platform, I'm going to learn Snapchat or something. My content is not about gaming. I do enjoy gaming. I'm part of the Mario Marathon, but that's not where I'm going to grow my channel. Right now, I'm actually trying to learn a little bit more about LinkedIn. I watched Roberto Blake's video the other day about you're using LinkedIn wrong. And he made some interesting points. And so yesterday I sent some invites out to some people I work with and people I know, and so I'm trying to build my network there, and I'm considering how am I going to use that appropriately? I'm not really sure. So I'm focused on learning LinkedIn more right now than Discord. So I leave that to Matthew, and I trust him to manage it well. Because when I'm on vacation, for example, I generally leave him sort of in charge if two moderators disagree. So anyways, this was happening, that there were people pretending to be us out there, and that got me a little bit worried, because around that point we probably, I don't know how many, we were definitely well over 10,000 members in the group, possibly 15, maybe 20, 25, even 30, I don't remember. But I was concerned that I'm like, okay, well, clearly this is becoming a community, it's becoming a thing, it's becoming a thing of value, and that means that people might want a piece of it, and they might want to misrepresent us. And so I was concerned. So I went out and I signed up for a bunch of accounts on social media platforms. I signed up for a YouTube channel. I signed up for Twitter. I created a subreddit, just little things so that I could, and this is the advice I give to you guys too about your own stuff, is even if you don't understand Snapchat, go sign up for an account if for no other reason than to lock down the username so that imposters can't pretend to be you if you end up seeing some modicum of success and they want to try to capitalize on it or embarrass you or whatever. So I created this channel just to lock down the username so people couldn't pretend to be us. And then it was there. And so this was prior to April Fool's Day. And I know that because on April Fool's Day, I decided to pull a little bit of a prank. We were needing a new moderator, or we would be. And people who joined the group, like it just happened yesterday, some guy, he's like, make me an admin in the group. He joined it like 2 hours previous. And like, I don't know you. Why would I do that? It doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't choose a moderator that way, much less an admin. So clearly, you know, and actually we had this weird thing that happened months ago. It must have been July or August, maybe September, where there was this group in India that was having a coordinated campaign of harassment. They were constantly picking fights in the group. They were sending me harassing messages under a variety of different accounts. And the whole idea was to try and make me get so upset and burnt out with the group that I would hand it over to them. And then they could somehow monetize it or something. And eventually what they were doing started to become noticed, because the harassing messages and posts in the group were all being posted in a very specific time frame that happened to be sort of business hours in India, I realized. And what clued me in prior to that was one of them came forward and offered to buy the group from me. They never actually put a price on it. I should have asked. I wonder what they would have said, just out of curiosity. If no, I love the group. I would never sell it. But anyway, so it was this organized thing of harassment. Once I realized what was going on, and that all the messages would always start around like 9 p.m. my local times when I get getting these really harassing messages. And they were like trying to game the rules so that they could post horrific things to upset people and myself and not violate the rules. And the group I try to have as a community of rules, not about me approving things I like and, you know, muting things I don't like. I wanted it to be about 4 rules that everyone understood at the very beginning and we apply consistently. So they were finding little loopholes to be really obnoxious and disruptive. And they were trying to poison the well so they could buy it cheap. Once I realized that, I just basically I got out the ban hammer and I was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe you didn't break the rules, but this is, you know. And so I've had to kind of give myself a little bit more flexibility to admin the group beyond just the 4 rules to address things like that. But so these sorts of things were happening, and it still to this day boggles my mind. It's strange to me, but yeah. So anyways, we were thinking about a new moderator, and I was like, oh, April Fool's Day. What if I had a contest for a new moderator where they would submit videos? And then I was like, and we have a mod chat where me and the 9 mods, we discuss certain things. You know, oh, do we need to tweak the wording on this rule because it's not clear? How do we deal with this person who's skirting the rules? Just or just whatever. How's your day? All sorts of stuff. I let them know when I'm going on vacation, so they know I might not be around. So anyways, I'm just kind of vamping here because I've got some extra time. I'm just talking about, that was the last channel, yes. Now I'm just talking about our Facebook group and this channel here, Small YouTubers Boost, why it was created. So I was like, oh yeah, what if we had this pretend contest for April Fool's Day, and then at like noon local time here, I would say, sorry, it was an April Fool's gag. And we're like, yeah, but how would people enter? And I'm like, well, we should make them make videos. And they were like, well, where would we put it? And I was like, remember when I created that account on YouTube to lock down the username? So I put up a little video that says, hey, we're going to have a contest. Some people submitted some videos. Ironically, I think everyone who submitted a video that got posted ended up becoming a moderator anyways, not because they submitted a video, which is kind of funny to think about. But I put those videos up, and then at noon I announced that it was all a gag. And then I had also started doing channel reviews on Facebook Live, but they wasn't working great. So the problem was, whether I was using my Surface, my desktop, or my phone, little glitches would appear in the video stream that would slowly take over my face, and I became a glitch monster. And the interface wasn't great. It would often fail, crash, disconnect. There were all sorts of issues. So I thought, oh, wait a minute, what about that YouTube channel? And so I've been doing these on YouTube now ever since, and it's been, the chat's better because, again, I don't need to worry about link drops. I've got your channel name because it's your username in chat. That's very easy. And then Achilles Melee was like, you should use a screen sharing program so people can see what you're looking at, because before it was just face cam. And it was like, looking at Ray's face doesn't tell you a lot about how to make your channel better. And I was like, yeah, you know, and I've been on the Mario Marathon, so I'm familiar with the picture-in-picture and everything. So I got OBS, and that's what I'm using now. I might try Streamlabs in the future or some other thing. And then John from Stupid Robot Fighting League said, hey, I've got a video that's about a tip for YouTubers. Would you want to put it on the channel? And I was like, that's great. So we created a member tip series. His is the only video so far. But if you have your own YouTube tip that you would like to send in, and we can post it on the channel, we'll mention your channel. We'll include a link to your channel of a graphic overlay if you like. We, of course, would retain ownership of the content because I don't want to get into that. So you'd have to kind of give up your rights to the content. But we'd absolutely link you just because it's complicated. And then we'll put you on the playlist, and you could absolutely do that. And then people started requesting that I make tutorial videos. So I very recently put out a What is TubeBuddy tutorial video because people were constantly asking me that in the group and requesting tutorial videos on that. My next tutorial video coming out soon on this channel is going to be about the Channelytics tab that we have here as a TubeBuddy function. So anyways, that's just sort of what this channel is all about. So there you go. What's going on in chat? I'm getting pretty close to winding down the stream, but thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm sorry that we didn't get to cover as many of the channels or questions as we'd like, but that's just the nature of the beast. You know, right now we just go chronologically, so you know, that just seems like a fair way of doing things. So yeah, let me think. One of the things that I try to do is I've been trying to end these live streams to give you something actionable that you can go and do to help yourself be more successful on YouTube. And I'm just trying to think of what today's action item should be. Yeah, you know, honestly, I think I know what I've got. So my first channel, my personal channel, is called Vacation Impossible, which is kind of a bit of a play. There it is. It's a bit of a play on words with Mission Impossible, except we're about vacations. And so the way I like to end these is your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to go and honestly go get TubeBuddy. Seriously, even just the free version. There's a link down below. It's an affiliate link. If you get the paid version, I get a little something. But that's not why I'm mentioning it. What I'm recommending you do is going to be completely free to you. So go follow that link and install the TubeBuddy browser plugin. Go to your own channel and click on Channelytics and see how your channel tags display. And ask yourself, is this a current and accurate reflection of my channel? Or was that a placeholder I put in there years ago before I was serious about YouTube? So that is your mission if you choose to accept it. Go install the TubeBuddy browser plugin if you don't already have it. And whether you have it already or just installed it, go look at Channelytics for your channel. And maybe look at one other channel in your niche. See what other people are using for their keywords. That's your challenge if you choose to accept it. This live stream will self-destruct in 5 seconds.